Buckle up for another episode of Ghostfacers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun, as always, is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
Don't mind me, just gotta empty all these celestial trash bags.
What?
Oh, it's me, Castiel. the janitor angel.
I was
Hey, what are you angel kids doing in here?
I was heading back to God class.
You get back to God class. I gotta get these goddamn mops.
You'll never get me, Mr. Custodio.
Gotta clean up on Isle Earth.
So bad. Let's get into the podcast.
Ghostfacers! We're facing ghosts, when others will not, we're ghosts! Ghostfacers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot! Ghostfacers! We're facing nightmare, we're facing dread! Ghostfacers! We're facing faceless, we're facing dead!
Welcome to Ghostfacers. Today we're discussing Season 4, Episode number 20, The Rapture.
Sure we are.
They don't need to know what happened before.
Oh, sorry. Right.
That's just our own little private thing.
Oh, I didn't think we had any of those anymore.
I mean, we've got private things, but they're public.
Remember the Howard Stern movie, Private Parts?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I've seen
I
that.
feel like that poster was in every video store
It
in the
was,
90s.
because it was so provocative.
Yeah. Oh, he's naked and New York is his dick.
Hey, want to see my dick? I was trying to do a...
I thought that was your Neil deGrasse Tyson impression.
Oh, whoa, maybe.
That was your Howard Stern impression?
Cosmos.
I'm getting very confused energy.
Well, let's see if this review has the same type of energy.
Okay.
Wisconsin CC via Apple Podcast gave us a 5-star review.
That's great. Thank you.
In the US of A with the subject RSJ Girl. I'm not sure.
Romeo slaps Juliet?
I mean,
interesting search term. Specific.
Something Sam Jarrett.
Oh, hang on. RSJ. I got to be able to figure this out.
Come on. You use words for a living.
No, I don't know, man.
Well, maybe the review will give us some context.
Maybe.
Probably not. Richard and Reed, how do I thank you? After finishing SPN last year, I nearly drowned in my own tears wondering what to do with myself. Uh-oh. We've got the same energy.
I never wonder what to do with myself when SPN's involved.
Or when you've got tears running down your face.
Tears of an angel.
Stop.
Sorry.
The IG Explore feature only satiates my hunger for SPN fandom. Castiel, Love, and Shirtless Sam so much. And the OPE, There Was You. OPE or OPE? I'm not sure. I'm not young enough for this review.
Oh, no. We have to Google words.
No. Reed's laugh. There it is. The way you two play off one another's humor, sarcasm, and ideas is simply divine. Plus, oh God, there's so many of these. Plus, as a WI girl. Nope.
No.
Wisconsin.
Oh, maybe it's probably Wisconsin.
Wisconsin
Yeah,
girl.
right, sure.
It's sweet to hear someone with an accent as northern as
sure.
my. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
More northern than mine, you know.
Yeah, bud.
Thank you for being truthful yet kind to the hilarious editing in season 1. Yep. And the way the show and your obvious love for Sam and Dean and what you'd prefer to do with them. I don't know what you're talking about. To them develops through seasons 2 and 3. Looking forward to many more sexual jokes, big laughs, and pure delight of the episodes to come. Cheers. P.S. I'm an Richard Spate Jr. RSJ.
Sure.
Context.
Right.
Girl, because my best friend got me a cameo of him wishing me a happy birthday 2 years ago. It was truly one of the most incredible moments of my life, so you understand why I cannot choose between Sam and Dean. My heart lies with Loki.
That's a great review. Thank you so much. to everybody listening, if y'all want to pool your resources and hire Richard Speight Jr. to do a cameo where he explicitly has to promote our podcast
Oh my God.
Instead of his.
Holy shit. He's got to do it.
Is that too spiteful?
I think if anybody would appreciate that type of trickery, it's Loki.
Right?
Yeah.
We mean a trickster. Gulp.
This episode aired April 30th, 2009. It was written by the one and only, of course, Jeremy Carver.
That's right.
Directed by Charles Bisson. Viewed by an estimated 2.95 million viewers.
Back up
We're going back up. We're going back up.
Climbing back up. I mean, we're getting, this last couple of episodes of the season. We're getting there.
So you know what this episode's about.
I do.
Ready for this promo?
Oh no. It's like noteworthy that you had to intro it that way. It's like that bad.
Get ready.
All right, I'm ready. That was nothing.
Was that line at the end even in this episode?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But like that promo was nothing.
No, it was literally nothing. There's like one line to make you go like, huh. But like, that's it. Like, no context for the people who know the show or don't know the show.
Oof.
But I'm very excited for international titles this week.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because you would think.
So this episode is called The Rapture.
Yes. A thing. Look, Christianity, number one religion all over the world, obviously. So everybody has a rapture, right?
Uh-oh. I mean, we fought all those crusades and people don't have a rapture?
For what?
Good Lord.
But a lot of people did not go with that name.
Sure. I mean, I understand why that's the title in English, but it's also, it's a couple of steps removed a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most obvious possible title for this episode.
For sure. So, the first title.
Okay.
Kind of hot.
Oh, okay.
It's from Germany.
Oh, okay. Is it the Tobias Funke book, The Man Inside Me?
No, that would be really good. It's The Second Coming.
Ooh. After his 2,000-year refractory period, Jesus is ready to go again.
Look, I mean, he fucking blew his load the first time.
Yeah,
so.
but once he comes secondly, he's gonna roll over and sleep.
Yeah.
Apologies to Christians.
The next title from Hungary.
Wow, Hungary's this early in this, huh?
One word.
Okay.
Nothing to do with this episode.
Gotcha.
Nothing to do with this episode. But to do with the show. Enough. Very broadly to do with the show,
right.
I would say.
Brothers.
No. The title for this episode from Hungary is Demons.
What?
Every country gets one a season. Just demons.
Outrageous.
This is the episode we use the demons.
We were like, fuck, we didn't title this episode, did we?
What's the show about?
Demons.
They're coming after them. It's fine.
That's very funny. That's great.
The final title.
France?
Brazil.
Whoa. Capoeira, Brazil.
And it kind of like perfectly ties the loop with what we were doing before we started recording.
Oh, okay. So this is like Demon Blood or like Drinking Blood.
No.
Vampire Sam.
Not about that part. But it does but it does perfectly go with that song.
Brother Love.
No. It's hard to be faithful. Not the title. But the title is The Shape of an Angel.
Wow. My host's in the next room.
The next body.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was in you. I'm an angel. It's okay. I'm an angel.
Yeah, Claire speaking to Jimmy.
Oh no.
I guess I never really moved on.
It's really good to hear your voice. Piercing radio scream.
It's called The Shape of an Angel.
Sure.
I guess that shape is Jimmy.
Listen. Wild. Incredible.
Incredible group of them this week. I was really happy to see that.
That's a good set of titles.
Yeah, I was surprised.
You see the set of titles on this episode?
Whoa.
This had some ample titles. I'm so sorry.
I told you about the name for boobs I saw on TikTok the other day.
No.
It was like this very funny like female comedian that I follow on TikTok called them Julius Squeezers.
Oh yeah, sorry, you did tell me this. Julius Squeezers.
So that was very funny. There is no featured music from this episode. There's no soundtrack. There's no songs that were selected. It's all just
Hinder's Lips of an Angel.
Yeah. They should have used it.
Yeah.
It would have made sense in the first season.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Or it'd be really weird. Hinder's Better Than Me.
Oh,
Their second
what
single.
The first one was just too much money. We couldn't afford it.
Do much better than me.
God, they've got some real issues they're working out through those songs.
Yeah. And they have the meekest band image on iTunes I've ever seen.
Yeah, go check that out when you have time. TV Guide describes this episode as Castiel visits Dean in a dream. Hey, yes, please.
Just cut the Mr. Burns flying it through the window.
And tells him he has important news. It's in my pants, Dean.
You're really going to have to reach in there to get it.
Dean and Sam set out on a search for Castiel, only to find his human vessel, Jimmy, who yearns for a normal life
name.
and return to his family. I mean, yes. Jimmy!
It's me, Jimmy.
Just call yourself Jim. You're a fucking grown adult.
That's kind of, yeah. Well, we'll get to it. Yeah.
If not, William.
Jim is not short for William.
What's the short for William?
James. It's James to Jim.
But what's the short from James? To Jim. But isn't William also?
No, that's William goes
No,
to
it's Bill. That's what it is.
William to Jim.
Oh, I'm sorry, because Bill makes so much more sense.
Idiot.
Sorry, the obvious connection from Bill makes so much more sense.
And then there's Tim, Timmy, and Tames.
Wait, really?
No.
Oh.
But I always thought there should be Billiam.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a Hobbit name.
It's like a Pokemon thing, right?
Yeah. It's Billiam.
Yeah.
Here he comes down the garden path.
I guess you didn't get that phenomena of having a longer form version of your name and then shortening it at any point.
No, there are no short forms of a monosyllabic.
Well, that's right, because I often like to lengthen your name by calling you Reedathan. Reed Churt.
Reed Churt, which is our ship name.
Yeah, that's right. We went through this the other day.
On a different podcast.
And at work.
And are our lives too intertwined?
I don't know. Give me one reason. Name one time.
Give me one reason to stay here. And I'll
turn this pot around.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've got a fast pot.
Oh my God.
You've got an episode to anyway. I don't know what's happening right now.
Look,
ever since we switched days for recording.
Yeah.
It's completely thrown off my circadian rhythm of recording.
Well, and I've already gone for a 10K ski this morning. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Saturday mornings are my ski day, baby. I didn't even go with my trainer today. This was all solo. Just by myself skiing cross country.
Nothing at all.
Wearing
nothing at all.
What is going on? Let's talk about this episode, but we can't because we've got to open up Dad's journal and learn about.
We've got to. It's everyone's favorite part. Yeah. Put your hands together. Dad's journal.
We're forced to go to the next segment.
We fucking love it.
Where we get to learn about the Rapture.
Ooh, baby.
I fucking knew.
No.
What?
Let's see what the lore says about Castiel.
Whoa, this is the episode.
Baby.
Holy shit. Are we never going to talk about the Rapture?
Talk about your Rapture.
My Velocirapture.
You just sold a pitch in the room.
There
All
is...
the dinosaurs go to heaven. It's the Velocirapture.
Oh, no. We weren't prepared for this.
An angel hits the wrong button and accidentally raptures the dinosaurs.
There's no cages up here.
Jurassic Park 7 is in heaven.
There is a movie.
Are you thinking of Velocipaster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the TikTok about that? There's a guy who watched all of it and TikToked the entire thing.
That's incredible.
There's a scene where a car blows up, but they never did the VFX, so it just the words VFX effect are over the screen.
I love that so much.
Yeah, it's really good.
I do love that we pitched.
Velocirapture.
Yeah.
All the good humans get brought up. All the raptors get put down.
That's the tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sold a pitch in the room, baby. That's amazing. Yeah, no, let's see what the lore says about Castiel. Castiel
It's
is...
Castiel, though, so it's a different thing. Did you do one on Castiel?
How about you shut the fuck up and let me do the bit that I do?
Much of a bit. Funny, because I actually did one about Castiel.
I'm going to stuff a sock in the lips of an angel over there. Keep you quiet.
That's what you call it.
So Castiel is another named angel from like non-canonical Abrahamic faiths.
So there is canonical.
Well, the Bible.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, that's like canon.
Sure.
But then there's things like the...
Is this like a one shot or...
Yeah, these are like Elseworlds.
Yeah.
There were some retcons biblically.
I mean, we joke about it, but that's true.
I mean, didn't we make the joke of Christ sis on Infinite Earths?
That's right. God, we're good. We're too good at this.
Yeah, so Castiel is sometimes referred to as one of the 7 archangels, the Angel of Saturn, or Angel of Saturday, even though most texts, the Angel of Saturday is Barachiel or Barachiel.
Angel of Mars, angel of Jupiter, these are the angels that are new to her. It is the one named Sailor Angel.
Cass. Castiel is also known as the Speed of God, the fastest angel in creation.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My name is Castiel. And I'm the fastest angel in creation.
I have to give justice for my dean.
He's also known as the Angel of Tears, the Angel of Temperance.
I thought that was you.
Wow. He's also described as shining the brightest of all the angels. So, sometimes spelled...
Castiel, the red-nosed angel.
Wow, we're all over the place. Okay, there's 2 alternate spellings that I thought were interesting that are like old spellings.
Sure.
One is like Castiel, which is Q-A-P-H-S-I-E-L, or Q-A-F-S-I-E-L, but it's pronounced Castiel, not Castiel or Castiel.
I thought there was like a barnyard version of Supernatural. Castiel.
Well, yeah, that's Earth 26.
Yeah.
That's the zoo crew.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Listen to the Dr. DC podcast.
Didn't we do this on
Yeah. So, as one of the archangels, Castiel is sometimes referred to as the ruling prince of the 7th heaven. So, the 7th heaven is...
Is there a pedophile there, too?
On 7th heaven? Was there a pedophile on 7th heaven?
The dad.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in real life or in the show?
In real life.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't watch
What
it.
a weird arc that was. incredible.
So the seventh heaven is the highest and holiest like circle of heaven. It's home to the throne of God and the archangels themselves. So Castiel is supposed to be like in charge of that. He's the guardian of the border between the mortal world and the heavens. He's said to
These goddamn mortals are coming over to heaven and taking our jobs.
Yeah, there's a caravan on the way.
And caging humans.
Oh no.
He's a bad guy.
Oh Jesus. Good Lord. He's said to watch the goings-on of the universe without interfering, which is vastly different from how other angels and archangels work, where they like constantly interfere.
Who could be bothered?
He's tasked with overseeing the deaths of kings, but also the deaths of the overlooked, including like orphans, the enslaved, the oppressed, and the unjustly persecuted.
So the most valuable and the least valuable.
Yes, yeah, basically. So as such, he's said to appear or be felt when people are at their lowest point. So mankind
Man, I feel like shit. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, well, he's like a shark in the water. If he smells weakness.
Yeah. We got something pressing up behind me. What is that?
So yeah, mankind is flawed, and Castiel's love and support eases our burdens when we need it most, is the idea.
So he takes advantage of you when you feel bad.
Listen, man, I don't make the lore. I just fucking...
You fucking lore whore.
Hashtag lore horror army. Ghostfacerspodcaststore.com.
There it is.
So there's some discussion or interpretation of Castiel as an angel of duality. So on this note of like the most important people and the quote unquote least important. So there's the duality of the souls he kind of has guardianship over. Also of being like an angel of support and love, but also like mostly fully withdrawn or only showing up at your darkest moment.
I'm sorry. So is he my parents? Yeah.
Listen, but also that comment about him shining brightest of the angels, there's an interpretation of that where it's that like it's the contrast with your darkest moments, right? That he seems the brightest because he comes when you need him the most.
It's brightest. It's the darkest before the dawn. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So here's an interesting bit. A couple of weird things about his depictions because it's non-canon. There's just different depictions of Castiel. So, but generally, long beard, crown on his head, riding a dragon or a griffin,
holy
and
shit,
holding a spear.
Oh my god.
Sometimes his like light is described as white or silver with hints of pink or purple or bronze.
Fuck yeah.
But then I also read some interesting, different, contradictory info about.
In the Bible?
About Castiel. No, not in the Bible.
Oh my god. In the sub-Bible?
In the tie-ins.
Holy shit.
This is a big event.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd say.
So, one of the contradictory pieces was that Castiel was also cast out from heaven the way Lucifer was and cursed to live on earth and in hell.
Castiel.
Maybe.
I get it. I see. Where
I don't know, man. How about we just take it back?
Castiel.
I don't know, man.
Custodial.
Custodian?
Custodian. That's what people used to call
Custodial?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who let all these raptors up here? Who? I gotta clean up after this. It's me, Custodial. The angel of brooms.
Yeah. Oh.
And keys.
Yeah.
So many.
All of them.
Yeah. Hey, what are you kids doing in heaven's boiler room? Custodial.
He does sell you weed after school, though.
Years ago, I'm not often called down to earth, but years ago, someone was in a real dark moment, and I had to go down and sweep up a bunch of fucking glass and mirror shards from the floor of their shop. That was Custodial's time to shine.
Oh my god, didn't that come up online the other day?
It came up on our Discord, Mr. Yamashiro.
Fucking so happy. Oh yeah, that there was like a theory that everything that happened to them.
Oh right, it's because they broke all those mirrors.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Which is funny. And then one of the other kind of contradictory pieces is that he is maybe one of the few archangels that started out as human.
Oh.
And then ascended. And the thing that I saw that like implied that there's like a couple of other big angels. One like hang on, I'm gonna find the name. Sandalphon and Metatron potentially as ones that also did that, but that seems to be like a minority description of Castiel. But
Interesting.
There you go, baby. There was lore in between jokes.
I think.
Maybe.
Well, with that, why don't we get into today's episode? We start with Then, and it's fucking just hot cast on cast action.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much cast.
Yeah. We're going to have to call in Custodial to clean up.
Yeah. Fucking spill on aisle me.
Custodial. It's just such an insane...
We get a bunch of casts and Sammy's bloodlust. Because he is... Yeah, I mean,
he's drinking blood.
The blood of a demon.
He loves it.
Yeah, he can't get enough.
He's having a great time.
Great time. And that brings us to the now. Dean is sitting on a pier fishing in a very peaceful scene.
And it's like the sun's up, so you're like, well, this is a dream.
Yeah, that's not the show ever.
Nice try, Supernatural.
We know better. He's in a dream, and Castiel appears next to him. Oh, my.
Yeah.
And
and his high school math teacher is...
Castiel's showing up in his dream. It must be a dream, because then... yes. 1,000 ships were sailed.
Listen, we
found the moment.
We found the moment at the back half of this season. Like, my first watch through, I didn't fully get it. I get it now.
Oh, 100% I get it now.
Because I'm there.
Yeah. Almost there. Castiel appears next to him and says, I have something important to tell you.
Yeah, and then he goes, but not here, somewhere more private. And Dean's like, we're in my mind. And he goes, I know, someone could be listening.
Which is scary.
And he hands him like a piece of paper and he goes, meet me here. And then Dean wakes up.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Is it a movie theater? Because we do that.
We do.
Dean realizes he's dreaming, but Castiel warns him that, even his mind isn't safe. And they have to go and meet him somewhere else.
Yes.
When he wakes up, Dean and Sam go to an old factory site. It's obviously the scene of a violent fight.
Oh, yeah. It's like torn to shit. There's like girders and shit everywhere. And Sam says it looks like a bomb went off. And they're looking around and they see a giant version of that angel banishing sigil on the wall. Which is crazy. And
Dean's line is, Anna used something like this to wish the angels back to the cornfield, which
right.
may be similar to the elements from Field of Dreams in 1989. It's a classic reference from The Twilight Zone. It's a Good Life as well. The episode of The Twilight Zone is specifically from 1959. But so that,
And then they look over and they see Cass, like unconscious, lying on the ground. They go over there like, Cass, wake up. And
it's not Castiel.
When he does, he goes like, I'm not Cass. Like, Castiel's gone. And they go, who are you? And he's like, I'm Jimmy.
Worst.
A normal adult name.
Yeah. A guy
if you're not a late night host, you gotta Jim or James, man.
Yeah. Jimmy. It's a reason why I don't go by Ricky. Like, come
also,
on.
I mean, listen, I think there are adults that can pull off a Jimmy. But
I've
the
never
way
met
they
one.
set this guy up in this episode, it's like, he's not a Jimmy. Come on.
No, not at all. Terrible name. Jimmy Novak.
I got the photos, Miss Lane.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy. We then cut to Jimmy eating his first meal in months. Jimmy tells Sam and Dean he knows.
I like as he's like scarfing hamburgers and stuff, and Dean says, "Slow down, you're giving me angina," which is like that's a fun.
That is really funny.
Yeah.
He tells Sam and Dean that he knows nothing of what Castiel wanted to tell Dean.
Yeah,
and has very few memories about being possessed.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. You know, most of our encounters with people that have been possessed is either they fully die, or they die very shortly after, like, a demon leaves them and whatever. This is really our first encounter with someone that is like, and I'm totally fine, but the thing that was driving me is no longer driving me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jimmy Novak, the vessel of the Angel Castiel, was from Pontiac, Illinois.
Right.
In the beginning of season 4, Dean was buried in Pontiac, Illinois, where he was raised from the grave by Castiel. It was at this
that
time
makes sense.
that Jimmy accepted Castiel to raise Dean from perdition. So that's the same.
I mean, Cass already raised him. But because then when Dean is
but
up
that's what I
and
mean.
walking
Like that's why it
around-
makes sense because then he had to go grab the first body. And
Yeah.
that's somebody he had been
exactly.
grooming.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
There's we'll get into it.
But Jimmy's only desire is to return to his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
But Sam lays out the facts of why Jimmy needs to stay with them. Regardless of his lack of knowledge as a vessel for Castiel, the demons, now we understand what the episode's called. Yeah. Demons will be after him, and he will only draw them to his family.
Yeah, they're like, we understand you don't know anything, but demons don't give a shit. Plus, even if you don't know anything, they want to, I think Sam says, like, they want to find out what makes, like, a vessel tick. You know, it's like the opportunity to learn something about the angels or whatever.
Exactly.
Like, they're going to tear you fucking apart. I think even Dean uses the word vivisection.
Yes.
It's just like, oh, easy, man.
Jimmy says that he's been shot and stabbed while possessed by Castiel.
Right.
It was actually Dean and Bobby that did that in the season 4 premiere, but Dean doesn't mention it.
True. True.
Despondent, Jimmy sneaks out that night when Sam leaves the motel room to consume the last of the demon blood he's been carrying in a flask.
Yeah, so Sam is supposed to be keeping watch.
Yeah.
Sam sneaks outside and opens this flask and is like a cartoon character squeezing water in the desert. He's like last bits of blood. He's like trying to drink it up, and it's clearly like an addiction thing. Like it's not just like I'm doing this and it's iffy. It's like he like needs it.
They sort of painted in the previous episode kind of this, but this is like the most hardcore version of it.
It's definitely gotten worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while he is doing that, Jimmy sneaks out, and grabs a bus ticket, because the next time we see him, he's on a bus going to Pontiac.
And while he's on that bus, we get a flashback to see how Jimmy, an observant Christian, was contacted by Castiel. There's a scene where he's sitting in like a chair and he's watching a TV show. He's actually watching Sid Roth's It's Supernatural from 1996, which is like about like supernatural communication and things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which
I mean, we see him with his family and they say grace, and he's obviously a very devout sort of man or whatever. And then he's kind of like falling asleep in front of the TV, but instead of sports, it's talking about angels and shit. You're like, cool.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up because the TV's like doing static. He tries to turn it off. It won't turn off. There's almost like a poltergeisty kind of moment of he's getting like images and stuff, and he's like in front of this TV.
He
and
even like passes out. Yeah.
Passes out, kind of has like shakes and stuff, and he's like, oh, like the thing that they talk about in this episode, because when we first meet quote unquote Cass at the beginning of this season, it's just that shrill sound, which we get in that scene, and like glass breaking and stuff like that, because the voice of an angel is too pure, humans can't hear it.
Voice of an angel.
But they do talk about that some people are like destined for it. It's in their blood.
That they can hear it.
Jimmy is one of them. So Cass can actually like say like, psst, I'm an angel.
Yeah.
I really need to be inside you right now.
Oh no.
Just let me in.
It's okay. I talked with your family about it. It's fine.
They can watch. Yeah. So
you're
like,
almost ready.
So Jimmy's
for me.
actually like getting messages. It's not just like he is hearing the shrill thing, but it's not just that. He's like, oh, like an angel of the Lord, blah, blah, blah. And he's already so devout that he's like, this is great news. And like the wife's like, I don't know, man.
Well, we even cut to a scene where he's demonstrating the existence by performing miracles, such as protecting Jimmy while he plunges his hand into boiling water.
Yeah, and the wife's like, what are you doing? He's like, look, I'm fine. He told me to do it.
If I saw that, I'd been like, oh,
he told me to do it as a test of faith. And it is, I do think it's interesting the idea that like even in this devout family, they're like, yeah, we believe this, but like it's happening, and there's like an extra level of like skepticism
where it's like, yeah, this is a way we live by our lives, but like I don't think like spooky supernatural
but
stuff
an
is
angel's
real.
actually talking to you right now.
Yeah.
You know, like there's an interesting thing there, but I think you're right that maybe the thing that undercuts it is she just watches him boil his arm and it's fine. It's like, I don't know, I'd be kind of on board.
Yes.
At the very least, he has like a phenomenon tumor.
Yes.
And he's unlocked superpowers.
Yeah.
Right?
Something is happening, whether it's angels or not.
Yeah.
Something supernatural is happening.
I would not be like throwing the baby out with the bathwater like she does in this relationship with him.
No, like I get it, protect your family, but like this is not normal.
Something is happening.
Yes.
He's not fully crazy.
Yes,
he could
exactly.
be a little bit crazy, but something is also happening.
Like we've seen in previous episodes, like maybe he thought it was something and it's something else, but it is supernatural.
Sure, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
In the present, Sam and Dean take off to find Jimmy, and Anna visits them to warn that demons will indeed be pursuing Jimmy.
I like when they're driving,
Yeah.
and Dean's like, "You idiot!" Or like, I mean, before we see them in the car, he's like, Sam's like, "I went to get a Coke," and Dean's like, "I hope it was fucking delicious."
Yeah, was it fresh and He's kind of actually like making a meal of it and kind of thinking it's funny.
Yeah,
because like, what we'll find the human Jimmy, like we'll get Jimmy. Like, I don't think Dean's even concerned about that.
Yeah.
He's more of just giving.
We got to
shit.
get Jimmy to the Greek.
Oh no.
But then they're driving in the car, and Anna just like shows up in the back seat, like Dean swerves and stuff. It's very funny. It's good when she shows up.
God, I love Anna.
She looks at Sam and goes, "There's something different about you." And he goes,
"I got a haircut."
Haircut, and she goes, "That's not what I mean."
Yeah.
And you're like, But then she just
it's like, I got bigger fish to fry right
But
now.
it's like, you're already there. Just say it. Just
Yeah.
be like, you seem demony.
Yes.
I
But
can smell the filth in you.
Yeah, you fucking mudblood.
Oh no.
That term, it never sounds good.
It's Mud Monkey is the one that Uriel was using.
I know, but Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But because he may know the important information that Castiel was going to tell Dean, everyone's going to go after him.
Yes, exactly.
Anna observes that something's different with Sam, and we go to another flashback with Jimmy's wife, Amelia Novak, fearing that he is mentally imbalanced and pleads for him to seek treatment and take his medication. And
and he's like, I know I sound crazy, but it is true. This is like, you believe in God, right? And she's like, of course I do. And he goes, then
this is the stuff that we talked about.
They both have a point.
Yes.
Right? Her point is like, I believe in God, but like, this seems like too tangible.
Yes.
That's not typically how this stuff works.
My entire life has been intangibility with God, and now suddenly, like, legit things are happening.
And then for Jimmy, he's like, we spent our lives
Working
believing
towards
this,
this,
and
yeah.
it's happening now. Why would I turn away?
Yeah.
Like, they're both
totally
right.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
like it's an interesting. It is interesting to explore that dynamic where it's not just like someone who does not believe and someone who, you know what I mean?
But she basically gives him an ultimatum. It's like, I'm gonna
she's like,
I'm gonna take the kids. I'm gonna take the kid. I'm gonna leave. Jimmy refuses and goes outside.
He puts on his Constantine trench coat.
Yes. And standing outside of his front door.
I like to imagine, that Cass was like, by the way, before I get inside you, put on that cool ass coat.
Yeah, put on something that I like.
Because I'm not going to come back in the house once I'm in.
Yeah.
I refuse to. I'm not like doubling back. So
yeah, put on that thing that I think you look good in.
Do you know Constantine? Okay, so the Hellblazer series is.
Listen to the Dr. DC podcast.
Listen, okay, Constantine, he kind of first shows up in Swamp Thing, actually, but.
So there was Vertigo. So what happened was in the 90s.
Karen Berger. I don't have time for this. Grab the trench coat. I'll explain it on the way.
It'll look cool.
I just swear to God. Also, read the anatomy lesson.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
At least. So Jimmy,
really
Jimmy offers himself to Castiel's service.
Yes,
he offers himself.
Yeah.
At which point Castiel possesses him.
Yeah.
'Cause he's basically like what do you, like wait, tell me what to do. Castiel's like, fucking let me inside of you. And he's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Big shining light.
But he's like, you got to like take care of my family.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Goes
a very
like,
important part.
big shining light happens, and then Jimmy's daughter Claire is on the porch and
says,
says like,
Daddy.
"Dad," or yeah,
She
daddy.
says daddy.
Yeah, which is weird. She's like
Daddy.
12. No,
That's what she said.
not like that.
What do you mean?
It's the only way you can say it. But
What? It's a normal way for a little kid to go, Daddy.
I hate this. I hate what's happening here. And Cass, now wearing Jimmy, just goes, "I'm not your father." Inside, Jimmy is going, so Empire Strikes Back. It's actually George Lucas neither wrote nor directed it, which is sort of interesting. It's
like the best one.
Did you know in the actual script he says Obi-Wan killed your father, and it was only in the voiceover later that James Earl Jones had the actual script, which is Luke, I'm your father.
Yes. That's so funny.
Cass is like, we kind of have busy like heaven stuff going on. But
I know, but this is
I'll
context.
check it out
Yeah.
later.
This is context.
Both of them are giving pop culture recommendations to each other.
Castiel walks away, not to return for over a year.
Yeah.
Jimmy arrives home to a cool welcome from his family, who hasn't seen him for over a year.
Reasonable.
Yes.
He shows up and he's like, I'd like to move back home. And she's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. But he says he was in a mental institution the whole time.
Even he's like, I can't say I was actually possessed by an angel.
But he's like, I'm better now. And she's like, you couldn't call. And he's like, I know. He's like, I made the wrong choice.
Yep.
But
I mean, he's eating a decent amount of crow. He's not really making excuses. He's just like happy not to have Cass in him anymore. He's just like, this was like, what a fucking mistake. Like, he's saying all this to her in the context of like, I was mixed up, blah, 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 blah. But what he's really saying is like, none of this was worth it. Like, if anything, like, yeah, it might have proven the existence of these things to me, but like, I have less faith now than I did before.
Well,
I've seen how this shit is, and I don't like it. Why would I give everything up for this shit?
he is acting the shit out of this.
He's
And
great.
This and the next scene, especially because basically she's like, I don't know if I can do this. And he goes, well, hey, let's start with something small. Let's do dinner. And so she lets him stay for a meal with their daughter, Claire. Claire asks if he's going to say grace.
And he's like,
It's like, I almost cried.
Misha is incredible.
Yeah.
In general, but this episode, thus far, we've just been getting those kind of like something in the back of Cass's, mind is like, oh, am I on the right side?
Yeah.
And this, he like really gets to go for it, and he's fucking killing it. He's so good.
I like it. Like hurt my chest in this moment where he goes, he grabs a sandwich and his daughter's like, "Aren't you going to say grace?" And he's like, "No, I don't think I am." And I'm like, "Oh my god,
I know.
He's been through so much.
I know. It's crazy.
He knows that these things exist and has lost faith, which is such an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. At the same time, we go back to Sam and Dean, and Sam calls Ruby, desperate for more blood, and she doesn't answer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, stop whatever you're doing. I need it. Which is like a totally chill way you call somebody.
But then we cut back to dinner, and during their meal, their neighbor Roger stops by.
Yeah.
And reveals himself as a demon.
Who does... Well, hang on. Roger stops by.
Yeah.
And the wife's like, oh, hey. And he's like, did I see your husband show up? And
were you partly like, has she been fucking this guy?
I wasn't, but that's an interesting reading.
I was just like, why is this guy so casually coming over here? And
yeah, can we finally make this threesome happen?
Yeah, I got vibes of like, I've been fucking you because you've been gone for a year.
Did not get that. I think maybe I'm reading into the devout kind of thing.
Maybe.
But at any rate, Jimmy and Roger are like, oh hey, like, they go to the other room, and I'm like, Jimmy doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that'd have a close friend like this Roger guy.
Yes.
But all of that aside, they go to the other room, and Roger's like, you really scared everybody? He's like, yeah, I'm fine now. And he goes, actually, you aren't. And he kind of goes demonized. He goes like, I'm going to gut your daughter in front of you. which is pretty chilling.
I mean, it's
and then the wife like comes in to see
Jimmy
like beating his skull with like a candlestick, being like, he's a demon. And so for her, she's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, he tells his family to run. They like go inside of a closet.
He tries to pour the salt and stuff, and then the daughter's like runs out, and he's like, you gotta listen, I'm not crazy.
Even though he said he was crazy and was over it.
And they get out there, and Roger's got Claire, the daughter, with a knife. But the wife sees the eyes from Roger's wife, who is also possessed by a demon. And so then she's like, oh, fuck. Like the demons?
Yep. She was like,
this is a big day.
There's a lot.
There's a lot for her.
But luckily, Dean and Sam turn up in time to rescue the family. Although Sam is unable...
Yeah, Dean like cuts the Roger demon's throat.
Yeah. It's
pretty
hot.
Pretty good.
But Sam...
I mean, I don't know about...
Whatever.
It's hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
Dude, I don't know, man.
What? Is that a bad... Is that not good? Sam tries to use his powers... But can't even fucking like get it up.
Well, and that's exactly the joke that Demon makes.
But the family,
demons are saucy. They're like, oh, you can't get hard, Sammy.
Come on, you can't give it to me, Sam. The family escapes outside, and everyone jumps inside the Impala.
Yeah.
Sam says he can never see his family again now.
Yeah, Sam is when they kind of stop or whatever. The mom and the daughter are still
it's
in
fucking
the Impala.
hardcore.
The three of them are chatting, and then Sam is like, "Do you not fucking get it? Like, you have to leave them forever."
Well, because at first he's like, "Hey,
will never stop hunting.
Yeah, we need to separate." And he's just like, "Well, till when?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah, and Dean is kind of like, "Way to sugarcoat it," and Sam's like, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah, he's on the edge.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I mean, it's harsh. He's just like, never. It's never again. They will never stop hunting you. This is forever.
Yeah.
But Jimmy accepts it. And he goes.
And Misha again. He's acting so fucking hard.
He goes to talk to his family. His wife apologizes for not believing his words, and now she's doing a great job because she's like, "Okay, I'm in. What do we do? Where do we go? Where do we go next?" And Jimmy,
well, she's like, "I owe you the biggest apology ever," and he's like, "You do not."
Yeah.
She's like, but it was real, and he's like, "Don't worry about
that." He tells her that he has to go.
Ugh.
It's so hard.
Well, okay,
and
here's the other thing: the first time that Sam and Dean, like when they first meet up with Jimmy, and they say, "You have to stick with us," he goes, "For how long?" And Sam says, "We'll cross that bridge when we get to it." And then in this like get real talk, Sam is like, forever. There is no bridge.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then when Jimmy is talking to his family, his wife Amelia is like, for how long? And he goes, we'll cross that bridge when we get to
it. So fucked up.
Cats in the crib and the silver spoon.
And he's just like, the guys will steal, he will get you a car.
Don't ask how.
Don't ask how. Dean and Sam steal the car.
Sam hotwires a car and goes, here's your car.
It's the weirdest line
reading.
It's
a very odd. I don't know if it's because he's trying to play the demon stuff too, but he's like, here, car.
He's kind of like, or he's like, this is weird.
Also, like, watch out, there's a couple of loose fucking electric wires under there.
Yeah. No, you cut, tap, and then twist. They should be fine.
He didn't, though. He was just...
Yeah, he did just, like, tap them and then never twisted it that I saw. But, anyways.
He's twisted enough himself.
Oh, my God. But he sends them off in a car and, I mean, kind of coldly just, like, gives his daughter a goodbye. Doesn't say anything to his wife, finally, and just jumps in the Impala and they drive off.
Yeah. I want to take a little break here because I'm not sure if we actually talked about it. But when... Obviously, Cass is missing.
Yes.
Because we're spending all this time with Jimmy. When Anna was in the car with them, she says that Cass was like dragged back to heaven. And Dean goes, isn't that a good thing? And she goes, no, it's horrible.
Oh,
painful.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, heaven?
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord.
Yeah. People's like ideals of these places are a lot different.
So it's, but I think it's great when people go to heaven. It's bad if you're an angel to be like
dragged
sent or dragged back. Just means like you fucked up. They're gonna, So, so we like don't know what's happened to Cass, but like, yeah, it's a bad situation.
For sure. So inside the Impala, Jimmy gets a call from his wife.
Yes.
Who says that they've been captured by demons.
Yeah.
Jimmy and the Winchesters travel to where the demons are holding the Novaks. Jimmy pleads to Castiel, basically to save them, because they're like, okay.
Well, yeah, he's like, you promised me you'd keep them safe. I gave up fucking everything. Like, you promised, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
like
the one thing you said you were going to do was protect my family, and you haven't done that.
Yeah.
As this is happening, Jimmy then goes inside of the like abandoned factory thing that they're of course, because it's supernatural
Always.
And the boys end up being captured.
Yeah, and like the wife
Amelia
is a demon.
Yes, because we saw basically as they drove off.
Yeah.
The daughter is just like looking at. I think I can't remember what she says to Amelia.
Yeah.
But she says something, and Amelia slaps her in the face and gets demonized.
Yeah.
So the demon that's possessing Amelia then shoots Jimmy in the gut immediately.
Yeah.
And orders the other demons to kill Claire.
Yeah.
At that moment, Castiel possesses Claire.
Well, or has been in there for a bit.
No,
like,
I think he jumped in right then.
We don't see the white light though. We just see Claire put a hand out and burn a demon out.
Sure.
Though. So we're not like, and also we don't really figure out when Amelia got demonized.
Yeah.
So we don't figure that out, or the thing with
It's true.
Claire. But there's also a weird setup in this episode too, where like they let Jimmy go in alone, and Sam goes, "We shouldn't let him go in alone." And Dean goes, "We're not. I've got a plan." And then they get dragged in by demons, and I'm like, "Oh, this is because Sam goes like, good plan," and Dean goes, "Well, you can't win them all." I'm like, "Well, this is the plan."
It's not.
But then Claire does with Cass does the demon burnout thing, and I was like, "Do they know this?"
They don't.
Well, I mean, they obviously can't, but the setup of those pieces,
it was weird,
gets very muddy, and you kind of go like, what of this is a plan and what of this is a
there was clearly
reveal?
Something that was cut.
I think there must have been, because there are pieces missing.
There was a setup for a thing that doesn't happen.
Definitely. It feels like the thing that doesn't happen is Dean goes, "I've got a plan," and then prays to Castiel, because the prayer thing has worked before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then there's like you know what I mean? Like something like that feels like it slots right in there, and it doesn't solve everything, but it's like, it's enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sam and Dean then join in on the fight, and Sam takes the opportunity to bite one of the demons and drink her blood.
Yeah, I mean, like he has the knife and he like cuts her, and then he's like looking at it like fucking a Dracula, and then he kind of goes for it. He comes up and he's got blood all over his face, and he looks at Dean, he's like, "What?"
Dean sees it for the first time. And Castiel,
it's not great.
To their horror. He uses his recharged powers to exorcise the demon possessing Amelia.
Yeah. And then
Jimmy's laying dying.
Yeah, and Cass in Claire basically says, it's in her blood the way it was in yours. She's going to be a great vessel. And he's like, take me.
And he's like, no, you get to go to heaven now. Like, you've done your service. You can go to heaven.
Yeah. And he's like, no, take me. You leave my daughter alone.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want you to understand, if you thought this past year was bad, you will not age. You will not die. You're mine forever.
Yeah.
And he's like, do it. Again, he's playing it so well. It's so fucking heartbreaking.
God, I'd love to be his forever.
Easy.
What?
And then Cass leaves Claire. Goes back into Jimmy. And and then he just kind of like gets up, like no hugs or anything, and kind of walks away. And Dean's like, "Hey, Cass, like what the fuck?" And he goes, "I learned my lesson when I went back to heaven. I don't answer. I answer to heaven, not man. I don't answer to you."
He doesn't serve to man or Dean, only heaven.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh shit.
Like, what do they do to Cass?
I know. Back on the road now, because they sort of just like cut away then.
Yeah.
Sam waits for a response from Dean about the revelation of his blood drinking.
Yeah, I mean, so they're driving quiet, and Sam's like, all right, lay it on me. Get mad, I guess, is what you're going to do. And Dean's just like, I'm just
Tired.
I'm fucking tired, man. Like, you want me to tell you I'm disappointed? Yeah, but like,
I can't
don't know.
do this anymore.
I'm done.
Sam gets a call from Bobby saying that he needs to see them. Unbeknownst to him, it was arranged by Dean.
Yeah, so they get there, and Bobby's like, I got a demon problem. They go down to the basement, and Sam goes, so where is this demon? And like walks into the safe room.
Yeah.
And Bobby goes, I do have a demon problem. It's you. Closes the door, locks it, and shuts like the gate and everything. So it's like Dean and Bobby basically imprison Sam.
And then we get, for the first time, a soon.
A soon. Not then or now.
No.
A soon.
Yeah.
Did they take like a couple weeks off or something? Is that because like we're basically prepping for like the last like 3 episodes of the season? 2 or 3 episodes?
It must be. I hadn't actually checked that, but
there must have been a break or something, because it feels like why put a soon in there for only like a couple of episodes? Like,
yeah, but we get upcoming episodes. We get like detoxing and fighting with Sam. We get confronting Lilith. We get Dean giving himself to
it's actually only for 2 more episodes.
Yeah, weird.
Right?
Yeah, and we get Dean giving himself to Castiel, and we don't know what that means.
But we can imagine.
Yeah, he's just like, you can have me.
Yeah, grip me tight.
Yeah.
Tighter.
And that's the end of the episode. Holy shit.
There's a lot in this episode. What do you think?
I love this episode.
Right.
The performances of this. I mean, here's the thing. In any other show, having like a character be possessed or something like they would just never address it.
Sure, yeah.
Like any other show would never have addressed like, hey, this is a person that you're taking over. What does that mean?
Right.
It's the thing that I like. It's one of the big things that I preach to anybody who's getting into the show. It's the thing I talk to you about. It's the thing that I've talked to Kyle Clark about, which is like, if you have a question, they will answer it.
They'll get to it.
If you're like, hey, yeah, but what about this? Then you go, don't worry, they'll get there.
Yeah.
Like they always go there. They always are like, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
This is what that means.
Yeah, they are good, even as seasons go on, of going like, did we leave this thread? And then they go and
They said basically of the entire 15 seasons, there's like 3 threads they never address. Like,
yeah, they are pretty good about it. Pretty thorough.
They're really, really good about that. And this is a great example of it's like this episode does not need to exist. It's like the only thing that really needs to happen here from a story structure standpoint is that like they need to change Castiel's mind. But even then, like that is only temporary anyways. Like it's the episode does not need to exist, and yet the show is so much better for its existence.
Yeah.
And guess what? Of what happens here, there are implications of this episode that go on for the next 15 seasons.
There definitely are.
Like it's crazy that the show constantly is like addressing things and then creating new things from those things. It's so impressive, but it's also a great thing to see. Like Misha's performance is incredible in this.
He's great.
Like
This episode relies on him delivering not only something that is distinct from his performance as Castiel, but something that is like actually like really delivering like drama and anguish and all sorts of kind of contradictory feelings and whatnot.
Like as somebody who doesn't even have kids right now, I was getting choked up in this. I can't even imagine how you might have felt.
Oh,
like,
I mean, everything wrecks me now.
Yeah.
But
like I legit got choked up, which isn't like, I don't know if it's ever really happened in this show for
I'll
me.
blow up her spot a little bit. My wife is, I get wrecked by a lot of things now by being a parent. My wife even more so. I showed her like a montage of Grogu like training from
my God,
Book
that
of Boba
scene?
Fett, and
Yeah.
she was like, the little guy, and I was like, oh, do you want to see like more Grogu? She's like, well, let's see a little more. And I made the mistake of showing the clip where he like remembers Order 66, and she was like, all his friends, he saw all of that. She was like, I was like, I'm sorry. Oh no.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Parenthood dials the like empathic intensity up.
That's incredible.
To the point where if I watch anything and people set aside their differences
for a
or
common goal,
or they like realize they had it in them the whole time and like save the day, I'm like weeping. It could be funny, it could be silly, it could be drama or whatever. I'm just like crying.
You mean like On Your Left?
That obviously, but I like Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
That's hilarious.
They're like doing a sing-song rap battle at the end, and I'm like crying because I'm just like, they are real heroes. They can do it. It's like, I have no faucet control.
That's, I mean, don't I know it? Yeah,
I've got something in common with Christ. It's a second coming.
I mean, this is such a well-contained episode. It's very tight. Everything is for the most part like really useful for the episode. The performances are great. There's only a couple. It's really just that one scene going into the factory that felt kind of weird, and it doesn't even like not work. It's more of just like, that doesn't really what, like maybe we missed something.
Yeah,
and that's sort of the only thing, but it's the thing for me that sets like Castiel as a character, like more than just the actor, but like setting up like, oh, this is an interesting character that I now I just know more about and am more interested, and about the like sort of like logistics of like how does it work with like why do they have to ask some humans to possess them, and like what like why like how does it work with demons, and
sure,
like it sets up so many things. It's so interesting. It like from like a end of the season thing, it's such a weird sort of sidestep, but that like I love. It's a nice break and palate cleanser, but at the same time like this really emotional like connection episode. I love this. Every time I get to this episode I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, like they did not need to do this. So I'm gonna give this a full 5 Sam blood cockies out of 5.
Oh no. More like blood clotties.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no, what?
I agree with almost everything you've said.
Sure.
But I actually think some of the structural decisions of this episode do undermine the good work. Like,
really?
Misha's performance is exceptional in this. There's some really interesting, like, lore kind of stuff about how angels work and things like that, and what's happening to Cass, and all of these things have, like, cool knock-on effects, and that stuff's great. And that works for me. The action kind of stuff works for me. I'm in. Here's my thing. That kind of weird structural like thing of like, when did she become a demon? When did Cass show up as the kid? Is like too sloppy for me, because this show is usually really good about that stuff. And this is whether it's something that got cut or whatever, the final episode that you end up watching is like just, it's missing stuff. It doesn't make sense. It's there for twist, but not because it makes sense.
Sure.
And that's a problem for me. And then likewise, I know we kind of have a tag at the end of the episode where we set something up, but really the Sam blood reveal happening in this episode doesn't work for me either, because that should be, it needs its own space and breath. But instead, now we're literally taking time out of an episode that Misha is just dominating. Time that could have been used to explain those things. And
it seems like
we're kind of half doing it, because even it works for the character, but even Dean's reaction is just like, ugh. So it's like, it's not even the blow up. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even getting like the, I can't believe it. Like, we see it in the soon, you know, that thing where like, if you leave, don't ever come back. That feels like the thing that moment should have had. But instead, we're just like, and the last 3 minutes would be, I don't know, we'll put him in the thing. And it's like, it feels tacked on. And you could have used that time to just, let's just do this Cass, Jimmy episode properly, start to finish. And then next episode, you could start it. Like, what was the episodes where we literally pick up from last season or something like that? Just do that. They're in the car and Dean can say the exact same stuff, be like, I'm just tired, man, blah 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 blah. But then we go to, or they just show up at Bobby's and you just go from there, right? Like,
I mean, it is a good ending to that episode, but
I like that, but it doesn't fit. And I think it's to the detriment of the episode. So it's not a slight on any of the good stuff we've talked about, but I think I can only give this episode a 4 sandwiches for dinner.
Wow. Yeah, what a weird decision for dinner.
I mean, you can tell she doesn't want to do this dinner.
Yeah.
She's like, I made sandwiches. I hope that's good enough. Oh, we could have done a sandwich segment.
Oh, hold on.
Hang on. We have a drop.
Oh, I don't like
Ghostfacer's sandwich
I
segment.
don't like this. Someone,
So,
please send us in a drop if you've got it for our
the sandwich that she makes. I'm pretty sure it's
The
turkey
turkey,
sandwich. So, describe what's your perfect toppings for a turkey sandwich.
Ooh, I mean, turkey sandwich is typically...
Let's really get into this. We've got like 20 minutes.
Turkey is my like ideal like cold cut sandwich.
Yeah.
I typically...
Do you like turkey cold cuts, or do you only really like a turkey sandwich when it's like leftover turkey, like from an actual turkey?
I do like that. I might like cold cut more,
right.
just because I find unless it's like
As
really...
a cold sandwich, I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because turkey can be real dry.
Yes. I think like, but of the cold cuts, I don't really eat pork in general, so I don't really have ham.
Right.
I don't like chicken is weird in a cold cut to me.
What about like the summer sausage?
Yeah,
you know,
I don't really
pepperoni, like those kind of things.
I'll have those stuff occasionally, and they're nice. I can't like salami and stuff like that is just too chewy for me.
Sure.
And it's just too much in a sandwich. Like it never feels like it fits properly in a sandwich because the bread is so like the bread is so delicate, but the meat is so hard to pull apart that it never really works in a sandwich
Sure.
for me. Sometimes if you have a sub, it can work nice. If you have a bread that can really like a ciabatta, something that can really work with that salami, I think it can work.
Right.
But turkey's my like ideal scenario.
Really? So what's your topping setup then?
So when it comes to bread, I am like a whole wheat guy. Like the more,
Jesus.
the more like grains and stuff you can get in there.
Do you
the
know what?
better.
And I bet that's what she was using too. I mean, this is going to be a weird insult to Christians, but your bread choices. Come on.
Yeah, this is across the board.
Yeah. Everyone knows Christians have weird bread choices.
Yeah.
This is known.
Yeah. Well, body of Christ. Come on.
Yeah.
So I typically also always toast.
She makes the sandwich on the fucking like the wafers.
The rice crackers, whatever they are.
Yeah.
I only typically, I always toast my bread.
Yeah, I think that's pretty key generally.
Yeah, I like a warm toasted bread. Also, just because I don't really like I don't really like a soft sandwich bread.
I'm kind of over the chewy, glutinous kind of thing of that.
No.
I do like a toasted
For sure.
bread for a sandwich.
Toasted bread's really important. Typically, like mayo, like a fucking hardcore mustard, really required.
Yeah, like a mustard that's done time.
yeah.
Yeah.
One that like fucking
A mustard with a teardrop under its eye.
yes. If you can figure out how that tastes, yes. Fucking give me the tiniest little jar of mustard because it's so fucking like pungent.
A mustard that does tours of schools and tells the other condiments to shape up or they'll end up like him.
What's that called? The scared
Scared
straight?
straight,
Yeah. Mustard straight. Uh-oh. But yeah, mustard is key. Mayo. I'm a red onion guy, especially with a turkey
love
sandwich.
red
onions is key. Raw. Very, very important. I'll say I like a buttered lettuce. I'm not a big fan of romaine or butter lettuce, like the type of
butter on
lettuce. No, it's a type of lettuce.
Called butter lettuce?
Yes.
I don't know what this is.
Big surprise. You don't know a lot about lettuces.
I walked into that.
But yeah, butter lettuce is really important to me. I don't typically put cheese on stuff very often. Cheese is I'm sort of here and there with cheese. I love cheese, but it just doesn't really sit well with me.
I famously
Yes.
do not like stringy cheese.
Yes.
I don't like melted cheese. So
But-
I go. It has to be very particular for me.
But for a turkey sandwich, my favorite cheese is a Havarti, especially like a jalapeno Havarti.
I like a Swiss for sandwiches.
Sure,
generally.
dense. Yeah,
but
you like a more dense
dense and got some bite.
Yeah.
And stuff too. That's what
A
I
Comte
like.
is really good too. It's kind of like a Swiss, but a bit more flavor, which is really, really nice.
Fucking Comte.
Yeah,
I used to live there.
That's my favorite. I know. But yeah, I mean, I that's most of the stuff. Pickles, I'll go here and there with a sandwich.
Right.
I have to be in the mood for it, but the mustard does a lot of that vinegar thing for me. So
Here's the crazy thing.
yeah,
I mean, I don't do a ton of cold cuts in general.
Yeah.
I do like a turkey cold cut.
yeah.
But like if I was having a turkey sandwich, I think I'm going the hot route. I think I'm going with like leftover turkey. Not necessarily gravy. I might still go like mustard mayo kind of thing on it. Toasted bread. But I like a hot turkey sandwich.
If I'm gonna do
like
hot,
getting like the actual like turkey breast meat and stuff in there and going for that.
If you can do it right, get a lot of that sort of thigh meat and stuff. But then at that point, I kind of want it to be like an open face with the gravy on it.
I like those too.
Yeah.
Those are fun too. But I guess it just
Cranberry?
Oh yeah. I mean, if the leftover turkey is because it's been like Thanksgiving or Christmas, which is usually the case, then yeah, of course.
Have you had the one at Save On Foods, the turkey sandwich with cranberry and stuff on it?
No, but I have gone to Bullet Hole Bagels and had their like one where they put like stuffing and cranberry.
They have
sauce
that at the
and shit.
Save On too.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very good.
I love that
I have
shit.
it all the time. Stuffing is great. But yeah, so that's our
Ghostface or sandwich segment. 2 weeks in a row. I think this thing's gonna stick around, baby.
Yeah, big surprise, but the show has a lot of sandwiches in it, so probably.
Yeah. Bye-bye, international titles.
Whoa.
You've
all
been
right.
on the way out
No,
for a while.
Look, I'll get rid of TV
now
Guide.
I have 2 segments.
No. We've got
lore and sandwiches. I think this is my show now.
Look, featured music, gone. TV Guide, gone. There's a lot of other things. Promo, I don't give a shit. We're fucking keeping international titles. That's gold in there. We've got some Fall Out Boy titles that are coming that I need to know what they look like.
Fair.
But before we head out...
So help me God if we don't talk about a hoagie.
We have a note from a fellow hunter.
Is it about sandwiches or blood transfusions?
I mean, come
or
on.
both.
It's about blood transfusions.
Is it really? Yes. Oh, I love this. Is just a blood transfusion segment as opposed to just a note segment, I would say.
All right. So,
that's so fucking funny.
Note from a fellow hunter. Hey guys, love your podcast. It's so much better than the Gabriel and Chuck show on Spotify.
Yep. Make Richard Spate Jr. do a cameo promoting our show.
Oh wait, I think this is one that I already did. Yes, it is because it says that the Sam and the Dean.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Do we have another one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've got tons.
Okay.
People are constantly sending in these, which I love. All right. This is not about blood transfusion.
Okay. Is it about sandwiches?
I'm so sorry. No.
Well, I'll be half listening.
I think we didn't do that one because I know that I told you about that one, but I think we did that one on the show.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
It's sounded very familiar.
Yes. Okay, this one is from Crystal, who says, just about to finish season 1 of your podcast, and all I can say is I absolutely love you guys.
Aww.
All the different shows you all talk about and hearing you all yell 9-9.
Oh.
And the Bob's Burgers references and wrestling. It all cracks me up. Plus, you're thirsting over Dean and your all's laughs. It's twice in one episode.
Are they like distinctive or something? I defy you.
Oh my God, they are the best. I just adore y'all and so glad I found your podcast. P.S. I prefer your podcast over the new one with Chuck and Gabriel. You guys are so much better. Carry on.
Yeah.
Fuck that podcast.
Wow. Aggressive.
I'm just getting more hateful towards it.
Good Lord.
People who, just like ripped off parts of our podcast and
wow.
Sort of fucking ham-fisted at the end of theirs. Anyways, I'm fine.
Are you?
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Normal.
It's normal. Their podcast is small.
Yeah. That is the end of our podcast.
Episode.
That's the end of our podcast.
Could you imagine? We went all the way through to
didn't even finish season
a couple of episodes shy of finishing season 4. We're like, I think we're done.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I need to know what Kyle thinks about the beginning of season 5.
I know. Ugh.
But if you want to continue the conversation outside of this podcast,
Good.
and on the internet,
Right.
we have a Patreon for that.
That's right. Patreon.com/Ghostfacers. It's only $1 a month, and it gives you access to Angel Radio, our fun Discord server, where, yes, Mr. Yamashiro Mirrors has come up a lot recently. But yeah, it's a fun way to chat Supernatural. We've been getting excited about Misha getting cast as Harvey Dent for this Gotham Knights show that's coming to CW. Yeah, it's been like a weird, that was a weird Venn
Crossing of
diagram
the
moment where
streams,
both of our podcast audiences were like, you must be excited about
Yes.
this.
And we're like, yes, we are.
Yes. The answer is yes.
So if you have a note about maybe a future episode or one that has already gone by,
Yeah. Or whether or not you think Christians are capable of making sandwiches.
prove it.
Yeah.
Weird
That's
take.
my bigotry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A Christian making a sandwich, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. You give them 2 pieces of bread, they don't even know what to do.
Leave it for the Jews.
Yeah. It's not part of their culture. Wow. I can actually get pretty hateful without even really trying.
Oh, man. A lot of weird tangents this episode, I would say.
Yeah, it's so weird. Next thing you know, Christians will be making sandwiches. So why don't you send us an email?
Ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com.
Lots of fun, much like Crystal did. Or you can talk to us on our social media platforms.
Yeah, at GhostfacersPod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you can get us automatically in your feed every single week. While you're there, why don't you give us a 5-star review like we had at the beginning of the show, and we'll read it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about it already once in this show, but if you want to join the Lore Horror Army,
Yeah. Hashtag Lore Horror Army.
we also have other types of merch too.
That's it.
GhostfacersPodcastStore.com. And if you want to get the other side of that Two-Face reference, well, why don't you listen to our other podcast?
Yeah, Dr. DC podcast. We talk about DC Comics. We answer listener questions. You don't need to know anything about it, but we're talking about superheroes and superhero stories and the Justice League and stuff like that. So if you like how we talk about stuff over here, you might enjoy how we talk about that stuff over there.
Say goodbye, bitch.
Jerk.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.
Hear your voice saying my name. Sounds so sweet.
Cass, why you calling?
I mean, that's good.
I should have gone Sammy for the syllables. Sammy, why you calling me? My bruise in the next bed. Sometimes he gives me
I was
roadhead.
going to say sometimes I wish he was dead, but sure. What it should be is, Ruby, why you calling me so late? My bro's in the next, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Are we doing this? Is this happening?
Your blood, it tastes so sweet.
Oh, yeah. Sucking on the arm of a demon. Drinking that blood. It does not make me weak. Yeah, we're putting out an album, baby,
Oh my god, I mean, we've made that threat
of
before.
supernatural covers of bad butt rock songs. Wait, hang on. But with the way we did it, we changed it to sucking on the arm of a demon. The arms of a demon.
Yeah.
I guess it should be blood of a demon.
Yeah.
Sucking on the blood of a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's hard to be what?
Psychic?
No. It's easy to be psychic with the blood of a
Oh,
demon.
right. So it's hard to be an angel. No.
Nope.
It's hard to be faithful.
Oh,
but
there.
like faith.
Oh.
Not like,
whoa.
you can just keep that word,
Holy
I think.
shit. We fucking bust this wide open. Scrap this episode.
yeah. Get me hinder.